So we are at nowhere, which if we want to take a look at the map, from what I remember, I don't have a map for this place.
And you said you don't think we'll get one at all.
I said I don't remember if there is one, and I don't think that there is, because from what I remember, nowhere, it's not really a place. It is a place in the other world created from Alessa's memories and fears.
That's why it kind of looks like a hospital, I bet.
It's actually going to be kind of like a mismatch of everything we've gone to and some new areas.
Interesting.
So the lock is jammed, we can only really proceed this way.
I'm really excited to be playing this game again, because we've been doing a lot of work lately, and we haven't gotten to sit down and play games together. And I'm really happy that we're, playing a horror game, because, the horror genre... Oh, maybe I shouldn't talk through this.
No, you could talk. It's just a creepy opening elevator door.
What happened in this town? What could be making things like this? I have a feeling if I take the elevator down, I'll find it. Cheryl.
I hope he finds Cheryl.
Cheryl is his young daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I also hope he finds her.
I was going to say, for me, the horror genre is pretty special to me because it was the first genre of video games that I started watching on YouTube. The first YouTube videos I ever started watching were PewDiePie playing horror games. Specifically, I think Amnesia. And ever since then, I've always really loved horror games, and I wanted to watch every Let's Player I could play horror games because I couldn't afford games as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So... Oh, there's a key in the faucet, but I can't get it out no matter how much I pull.
I probably have to turn the water on somehow.
Maybe your pull-out game should be better, bro.
That's a good point. That is a good point. Do we have anything that could be used? So basically, the horror got you into Let's Plays.
Yeah, horror got me really into gaming, I guess. I was already into gaming before that, but I mostly played on my DS, and at the time we had a PS1, which was mostly my sister's, and I'd play Tomb Raider, and that was about it. That was all I could really afford. So, other than that, my gaming experience was on YouTube.
That makes sense. Do you have one of your headphones off? Why don't you have your headphone off a little bit, just so you can hear me, because I feel like I'm going to have to yell to you.
The birdcage is locked.
So wait, we have to use a key to get a key. That's the most horror game thing of all time.
I bet you have to pull that key out somehow.
Can I show you something, by the way, really quick on the game that I know I just looked at twice, and I thought about it after I clicked it, okay? One of my favorite things in these old horror games is these kind of graphics, where another screen will pop up to show you a more detailed item in the environment that you clicked on.
I love that.
It's kind of like in point and click, like Nancy Drew and all those games.
Nancy Drew does that all the time. It is the best thing ever. That is one of the reasons I love those games so much. I want to play one on the Let's Play channel, though I don't know if it would be more interesting. What?
Can we play the Japanese one?
Yes, we can play the Japanese one.
Oh no, what was it? Phaleg?
Weird. I don't know if it would be more interesting to have you try to play it, since I've already played a lot of them, or if you want me to mostly play it.
I wanted to play it together. Oh, this is a nice room. I want to stay here.
Switch off on the keyboard?
No, I thought you would play it, but I would help, and you wouldn't just, direct the whole thing and beat it immediately.
That makes sense.
Old clock.
There's
a square hole in the center of the clock.
Square hole? I can make that fit.
The hands of the clock, it's a key. I can't get to it because of the glass cover.
Seems like there's a specific key puzzle. Alessa was really afraid of keys because they used keys in some terrible places on her.
Alessa was actually... That's a horrible thing to say.
Well, they were trying to unlock her inner secrets.
That makes sense. I got a first aid kit. I think it's sad when I have to be the politically correct police on this channel.
I wasn't being not politically correct. I didn't say a bad word.
I like the idea that a bad word is unpolitically correct, but references to assault are okay.
I didn't. Who says I referenced assault?
I guess the bar does move that much with these chronically online people that don't actually watch this channel, I will say. But they'll probably find it eventually, right?
You know what's funny? Chronically online and chronic illness kind of go hand in hand.
Why is this chair blue?
I don't know. Why is your butt blue? Did you ever ask yourself that?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it? Oh my. Oh, she's not hot.
Hey, yo, what up?
Because she's not hot, she has no value, so we must kill her.
Nice. Jeffrey Dahmer logic. Love it. Remember when everyone in, like, 2000 was like, or 2005 was like, oh, Jeffrey Dahmer, yeah, what a great song lyric. And then their uneducated asses actually figured out what it was from a Netflix special of all things, and they realized it was, like, offensive.
I have so many choice words about that. Like, how... A lot of these teenage girls, by the way, are super into, like,
Ophio, by the way. Sorry.
Serial killers and unsolved mysteries and stuff. So if you're super into that stuff, how do you not know who Jeffrey Dahmer is? If, like, you grew up, you know, in the 2000s, you're probably around my age-ish, and you're into that sort of thing, and you watch it on Netflix, and you're, like, just now finding out who Jeffrey Dahmer is, and are just now offended from the music from the early 2000s that you grew up in.
This is sad. Look, this is Alessa's desk.
Aww.
Carved in it says, go home.
Thief,
drop dead.
I saw also, like, dread on there and stuff, too.
They were scared of her. They knew there was something different about her.
The people at school?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, here's the United States, the half that won and the half that lost. That's cool. Let's move. What's this? A woman. That's a woman.
Oh my. That's probably why we were out of school in the beginning, because she used to go to school and stuff, and she was bullied, I bet, and all the kids thought she was weird.
Do you see how the desk is all on its own in the middle of the room?
Yeah, because she was lonely.
She thought that everyone stared at her and hated her.
Yeah.
Because they did.
Yeah.
Alessa is such a sad figure because, like, she's not the bad guy. There's, like, no version of this where she is the bad guy. She
was just abused really badly. And I guess it kind of hits home a little bit for me, because I felt a lot of similar ways to her. Obviously, I wasn't taken to a hospital and abused, like, horribly like that. But I had some pretty bad parents. And
I thought we couldn't talk about that.
Well, I don't want to talk about it in-depthly, because I don't want to, like, have problems with legal things.
Well, I just meant when I brought it up the one time you got a little, you know... Didn't want to talk about it.
I get nervous about talking about it. I just kind of want to leave it at, I didn't have a great home life, you know?
Yeah.
That's about it. Because I don't like talking about it and then possibly opening myself up to getting sued or something.
Well, your life story is actually protected.
But I get scared of them still, I guess, which is sad. But I also felt in school like everyone was staring at me and thought I was the weird kid and stuff like that. And I, in a lot of ways, kind of dissociated from myself in parts of those times. Like, there's a lot of parts of my life growing up that I just can't remember because I was so upset and traumatized for a long time.
Right, I understand that. I mean, I didn't have it, but I understand what you're saying.
I guess that's why it kind of hits home for me with Alessa, because I think she and I felt similarly.
Mm-hmm.
Although I probably would argue she probably had it worse.
Well... I think, like, trauma comparisons are a little tacky anyway, that a lot of people do, so it's like, you know.
That's true.
It's just... like, being burned alive is a little worse, I guess, than most things, but, like, that doesn't mean that something somebody else went through wasn't, like, really shitty, you know?
Yeah, it's just seeing some of these, like, bloody rooms, like that room where, like, we found those surgery tools that are all bloody and stuff, like, in that bloody room.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of makes me think that they used something on her like that and stuff like that. It just bothers me.
It gets even worse in the movie. The movie, Key of Ophiel.
We're gonna have to go to the Ophiel room.
The movie is its own separate continuity, but actually it gets really dark in the movie. Again, not canon to this, okay?
Different continuity.
I don't know how many times I need to say that, because people don't... Like, sometimes it's hard to remember. But Phaleg, she was running away from her bullies in the school and got assaulted because of it, because, like, there was a janitor who worked at the school that was a head.
Really?
And she, like, ran into a room to get away from them, and he...
assaulted her?
Yeah.
That's horrible.
So, like...
I don't know if I want to watch that movie.
The Silent Hill movie is good, but oh my.
But upsetting.
Why
don't you type in Alessa?
I'm gonna type in poop.
Okay, type in poop. Poop!
Did it work?
No.
It didn't work.
Poop!
What does this say?
Wait, read that. The Grim Reaper's list. 35...
Sorry. I thought it would, like, read it to me.
Oh, that's okay. 35, Lydia Findley. 60, Trevor F. White. 18, Albert Lords. 45, Roberta T. Morgan. 38, Edward C. Briggs. There's a slate.
Remember, we found this already when we were in the hospital.
Yeah. But it didn't say Grim Reaper's list on it, I don't think.
I thought it did.
Oh, maybe it did?
But I think it might be different names or something.
I wonder what the significance of these, like, random names.
I don't know, but who's this? 2? It's
The
scales of justice.
Even, yeah.
Or scales. I mean, you usually mean justice.
That is, I think, supposed to be like koi fish.
It looks like yin and yang.
Yeah.
Just a dog? Horse? Or a
lamb.
Sheep?
It's a ram or a lamb.
And then this is...
Oh, I know what these are. These are star signs, like astrology. That's Cancer.
Oh.
That's the bull, which is Taurus.
So, the bull is where I have to put something in?
I think so.
So, like, we need to know...
The ram is
Isn't
4.
there a circle that they go in? And they're all, like, in different spots on the circle? So maybe it's kind of like a clock where, like, if we figure out where 4, like, where the sheep is, we can figure out what's before and after it?
Yeah, it depends. I think that's supposed to be, like, Roman astrology, but it also depends on if we're going through the Chinese astrology. Because that's Gemini. So I think we are going, like, with, like, the Roman Greek stuff instead of Chinese.
And that's,
because there's differences.
Who's this guy? That's like one of those centaur type things. No, half human, half horse.
Yeah, he's a centaur thing. I don't remember what he's supposed to be called. I think that's Sagittarius. I'm pretty sure that's
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius.
No, it's Sagittarius. They're sagging everywhere they go, bro.
Do you want me to look up an astrology chart?
Yeah, I think we might need an astrology chart or an astrology circle you might have to look up. Basically, my personal thought is that it seems to me like these might be places on a clock. Like 0 might be where it starts. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that makes sense. Was that one number that you just looked at?
No, I don't think so.
Sorry, I have dyslexia. It's like dyslexia, but I can make fun of it because it doesn't exist, so I'm not being offensive.
Okay, so here's one. Aries is the ram.
Wait. So the ram there, it shows it at 0, right? But here, the ram, it shows at 4.
Well, I think Aries ram, isn't that 12 o'clock on a clock?
Oh, that's 12 o'clock on a coco, yeah. Right? No, isn't that the ram? Look, isn't that?
Yeah, and that's Aries, which is 12 o'clock.
So then why is that a 4 here?
I don't know. Let's see, because...
Maybe, like, it's rotated and we have to go off their numbers?
Maybe, because I just found a different chart where Aries is in a different position.
What's Aries at? Is that 4?
This is in a different position over here.
So no, that's not at 4. Uh-huh.
And it's in a different position on this chart, too, see? So maybe it doesn't matter what, like, position it's in.
What is that noise?
I don't know. Because here's the thing with the stars, is, like, these are all based off of constellations.
The audio's glitching in that room.
Yeah, it is. And constellations, even though the stars are constant, they move.
The audio's glitching in general.
Do you want to, like, try and restart or something?
I don't know. It's something with the capture card, you see it?
Yeah, do you want to stop recording and then resync?
I guess. I don't know what happened.
Weird. So the first month of the year is January, and I don't remember which sign starts in January. But then they all, like, go in a circle after that. Like Pisces comes after Aries, Aquarius comes after Pisces. I think it's supposed to be a pattern. Like, you know, in school when they would give you a pattern, they'd be like, continue the pattern.
Yeah, I hated that, and I was never good at it.
I was never good at it either, but I think that we're supposed to be continuing a pattern here. Apparently the numbers correspond to the amount of appendages that the animal has.
Wait, really?
Yes. So that was my hint that I found, because I, like, looked up a hint thing. So that has 4...
I would have never thought of that, would you?
No. So that has 4 appendages.
Well,
right?
Then why did they pick all of the zodiac signs for it?
I don't know. I have no clue.
So this would just have 4 again.
Yeah.
Unless you count the tail. Try 4.
Well, do you think we should count the tail?
I don't. Let's go look at another example and see if they count a tail ever.
Because
crab. Wait, what does the crab get?
Crab has 10.
Oh. Does any of these have a tail out here?
But let's look at Libra, because Libra is not even an animal.
No.
I guess appendages would be 2 because of that.
Let's try not counting the tail.
Okay.
Do you need my help getting there?
I think I can do it. I want to look at this one again. So let's see. Yeah, so they're counting the arms and the legs there.
Yeah, but nothing out here has a tail.
That's true.
But a tail would be an appendage. It just wouldn't be a limb.
Well, let's try 5. Let's try 5 first,
Okay.
and then if it's wrong, we'll do 4. So let's try 5.
Every time you get one wrong, a boss should rush you.
That's horrible.
Well, sorry. I was just trying to design a game from the Japanese we have to punish the player perspective.
So that's 8, right?
Yeah. Unless you count the heads.
I don't think I'm going to count the heads.
Okay. Well, that was your
Because
last
they didn't
mistake.
they didn't count the ram's head.
And then you've got this thing.
Which
1, 2,
is
3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, 6. Did we do it?
Can I see it?
Yeah, could you get me there? I'm having a hard time with these controls.
It's okay.
Okay,
No.
maybe you should try 4.
5, you mean?
No, 4, because we already did 5. See, it's clicked. Oh, there we
we're-
go. So I guess a tail doesn't count as an appendage these days?
Not to this game.
That's silly.
This is a stone of time.
Ah! A stone of time!
Now what is it? Oh, it doesn't show you anything now.
I don't know who would have been able to figure out the appendages thing without a hint. That was kind of much. You know?
Right.
I'm glad I didn't just look up the exact numbers to put in though, because I find that unfun. I think it's better to have a hint sometimes. Like on Nancy Drew, there is a clue website that you can go on that gives you small hints if you're
It's still
stuck.
up?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm shocked. I wonder what people are going to do when that shuts down.
I don't think it will, because it's been around for a long time, and it gives you small hints for when you're stuck.
Names engraved on a lithograph, the Grim Reaper's list. Yes, the head count is set, young and old lined up in order of age. Then the pathway opens, awaiting them, the frenzied uproar, the feast of death.
Oh my.
So wait, it said that they are...
In order of age.
In order of age.
Is the youngest first or last, though?
The youngest would be first, I believe.
But yeah, I was saying, I like that they give you tiny hints, so you don't just get the entire thing spoiled for you, and you can still figure it out yourself, but you just get a little bit of help. That's something I prefer, and I wish more websites would do that instead of just giving you the full-on answer to things.
No, I understand. I think I need to type in Albert Lords.
I think so, too. A, L,
I know how to type it.
B,
Please don't.
E,
Please don't.
R.
Please.
You forgot space.
There isn't one.
Is it Lord or Lords?
Lords. Nothing happened.
Okay, why don't you take a look at his name code?
But that's what it was. And you were distracting me by doing some dumb voice. Albert Lords.
Albert Lords. Doesn't that mean he's only 18?
Yeah, I thought it was youngest first.
Do try the oldest guy.
Trevor F. White?
Yeah, try oldest. Trevor!
Maybe it's just Trevor.
Try it.
Nothing happened.
F. Okay, and then White. I really like puzzles. They're one of my favorite things in games.
I like them when they make sense, but sometimes in Silent Hill they're so conceptual.
They don't make sense really in Silent Hill. They're a little bit upsetting because in Nancy Drew you can get to these thought processes and you can always figure it out because it makes sense along the way because you're basically solving a mystery like a detective. In this, it's very abstract and confusing.
Yes,
I think a little too much so.
I agree. But it almost feels like every time you find a puzzle, you have to look up some kind of hint for it.
Yeah, I wish they would give you, like, a little bit more of a hint in this game. It's a bit much.
Names engraved on a lithograph, the Grim Reaper's list. Yes, the head count is set young and old, lined up in order of age.
Young and old, lined up in order of age.
Then the pathway opens, awaiting them, the frenzied uproar, the feast of death.
Well, why don't we go look at that, that thing again, that other slate.
Okay.
Okay, so the Grim Reaper's list, 35 is Lydia Finley, 38 is a little bit older than... So the youngest is Albert, and the oldest is Trevor, and then the second oldest is Roberta.
Maybe I need to take a picture of this so I have it.
I think that's a good idea. Do these correspond with the ages, though, I imagine? I imagine these numbers do.
I thought that they did.
Solution.
It's a really dumb puzzle.
I didn't really understand why that was the solution.
So you have to arrange these. 18 is first, but then all you take is the letter A.
But how are you supposed to figure that out?
I don't know. Because also it's worth mentioning that the L there is also capitalized for Lords. The F is capitalized. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, like, if they were going to do that, they should have only had the first name capitalized.
Yeah, and then you rearrange it into a word. And they don't give you any... I mean, maybe it's... it's possible that it makes more sense in Japanese, but, like, if that's the case, I feel like...
I think that was a little bit weird. I think maybe a lot of these puzzles make more sense in Japanese, I guess. But also the Japanese are, like, so hard on, people for being smart, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think, honestly, like, I don't criticize Silent Hill that much as a franchise. That was a stupid puzzle.
That one was really dumb. That wasn't fun.
That was just dumb. I don't know how someone would figure it out.
I don't really get it, no.
And I'm sure somebody figured it out, but I bet most of the people who did looked it up.
I feel like at least the appendages you could probably start to figure out, but the astrology stuff was like a red herring.